God bless Vasilisa Fyodorovna.
God bless.
Bride sent for you. She doesn't let anyone touch the banya. Says you're the only one who can.
That's right. Tell her I'll be there soon. Get the decorations ready.
All right, I'm going then.
And I will go to the Nikolaevs to help prepare their procession. I'll be with the guests this evening. Be on the lookout. Don't forget about demons while you're looking out for kolduns. Who knows who's mixed up into this?
All right, Grandpa.
Greetings, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I've fallen ill, have fever of sorts. Look, my arms are all withered. The day is near when I won't be able to hold a plow.
What did you expect? Weren't you the one last year who got drunk, climbed the Church of the Trinity, and knocked down a bell from there, eh?
Yes, Yegor Yevlampovich. It was I. I come to you for repentance. Vasilisa Fyodorovna, heal me, please.
You had no business climbing on the bell tower. God will help you.
Thank you for coming, Vasya. I've been crying the whole night. I have no strength left.
That's how it is. If you want a good marriage, you have to wail a bit.
I know. But it's not that simple. I won't miss the Abderiha much.
This way you'll get a taste of grief and cry, but your marriage life will be sweet.
Yes, we need to go to the banya soon. Decorate it properly. No one knows these rituals better than you.
All right, go cry about your hair. You can comment without me.
I will leave you a red ribbon.
No need, I'll manage.
Thank you, Vasya. I'll go then.
Well, to decorate it properly, I need to place birches along the path and tie ribbons around the banya. Time to get to work.
Some birch branches lie here. Here are the decorations for the banya. Satin ribbons of different colors. You take the ribbons from the chest. The old banya reminds you of the Abderiha. You chase away these gloomy thoughts. There's no need to go beneath the bench here. You're just decorating the walls. You are thinking about what color to decorate the banya. The barrel jumps from side to side and sways as if it were alive. You call out to the barrel. A boy's hat peeks out of it.
Well, witch, today Petchka the witch hunter will expel you from this wedding.
Witch hunter? Stop blowing the flute. I'm here to help the bride.
Right, as if I believe ya.
The boy starts to torture his flute in a severe manner.
If he doesn't stop playing, my head will explode. I can bring him around, and the kolduns can help too. What was it that the bride and groom appointed me? I did the matchmaking of the bride from the Bannock. You think I saved her to curse her wedding?
All right, I believe you. I heard that the kolduns curse weddings. I'm here to protect it.
What have you heard about kolduns?
Do kolduns fight each other? One invites a koldun over, and he turns out to be weak, like you.
whispering there?
Nothing, nothing. So then comes another Khaldun, a powerful one, and curses everything he sees, the wedding and the first Khaldun.
Have you heard about Banix here?
I have. They grabbed the cursed and flayed their skin, and the bride lived with them, they say. Is she an evil spirit too?
No, she was rescued.
So, a powerful Khaldun helped her.
Yes, I went with the groom.
You wouldn't manage without a groom, I bet.
So, you think I can't manage? Will you help me to guard this wedding?
I can. Together, we can do it for sure. Defeat the Khalduns!
It's time for me to lead the bride to the banya.
I'll look after you, witch. Let's deal with it peacefully, alright?
After the preparations are made, it's time to accompany the bride to the banya. A crowd of people has gathered to watch the ritual. Everyone wants to hear the wailings of old and have a look at the decorations. You sweep the road in front of the bride so that no cursed items will be trodden upon. You warn the bride that guests from her side might show up soon. Shorts sent by the Abdiricha. You're right. As soon as the fire is lit in the banya, a demon appears. After you catch your breath, you wash the bride while speaking the ritual Zagavers, and then help to get her in the wedding dress. Carts with wedding guests have already started to arrive at the yard. There will be a wedding gathering this evening, so there's going to be quite a crowd. Nikolai is here, as well as old Yegor, the master of ceremonies, and the groom's relatives. The moment the guests enter the yard, the mother of the bride brings her daughter out.
You came!
Jesus, so many people.
Well, we came, yes, so greet your guests.
No wind and then a gale. No guests and then a swarm.
Greetings, Yegor Yevlampovich, master of ceremonies.
Howdy! Soon we'll make you completely human.
Greetings, noble best man, my loyal friend.
Well, as they say in Sheridan, bonjour!
Greetings, betrothed.
Greetings. See, I'll fulfill my promise very soon.
Oh well, the evening won't start by itself. Time to drink for the bride.
Don't go ahead of the cart. When the master of ceremonies tells us to, then we will start.
Come on! You're too ceremonial. They do everything quicker in the city.
Right. And the people there will lose what's left of their souls soon. We'll start this wedding proper, as it's supposed to be started.
Oh, Jesus Christ, don't be angry, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. Igor Yevlampovich, it will be as you say.
Unharness the horses and get ready for dinner. And I need to speak to you, matchmaker.
As you say, Igor Yevlampovich, as you say. Come here, everyone.
Could you be a bit quicker, old man?
Come. You'll get what you're due soon enough.
Hey, Kola, prepare your coins. We have a song for you.
Hey, hit it! Petka, let's have some drums!
I'm not your typical bride. The others usually say goodbye to their home. I learned about this only recently.
You had a chance to see it. Not every cursed one has that chance.
That's right. But you'll help me if something goes wrong?
I didn't save you from a demon for nothing.
Thank you, Vasa.
Khaldoons often throw in a pod with 9 peas to prevent horses from passing. You search the haystack, but don't feel any cursed artifacts nearby.
Well, Vasilisa, we've been through fire together to end up here.
Wait a little bit. This feast will get pretty fiery soon.
Vitka, how are you doing after that night?
I don't quite remember what happened, Vasia. I only know one thing. If it wasn't for you, the feast would have been my last. I won't forget it.
It turns out you're like a mother to everyone here.
If there's any cursed wool in the bride's way, it will bring bad luck. If it's bear wool, the procession might not be able to pass at all. You inspect the floor, but you don't notice any cursed artifacts.
So that's how life turns out to be. For so many years, I've been raising a log, and my daughter was suffering from demons. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did it happen? Forgive me, Lord.
Your child wasn't growing, so why didn't you visit a nowhere?
I called a doctor, and he said that it's a kind of a scientific disease.
All diseases come from demons. Why are you listening to doctors? Be glad that Nikolai got to us.
Oh, I don't even know how to thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. My daughter will do well with such a matchmaker.
Are you happy with the groom?
Oh, we couldn't hope for better. Practical, has served in the army. What more could you wish for?
Your daughter is an enviable bride.
I myself couldn't have brought her up better. Lord forgive me, but how could you say that she grew up with demons? No one would believe it. And such a dowry. Even I got a belt, just like my daughters. I don't know who sent it, though.
How can you live with this friend of yours? I just don't get it.
He's alright. A funny guy. Anyway, I want to speak to you about something else. We need to guard this wedding. Notice anything?
Right, instead of Fetka. But no, everything seems proper.
Keep your eyes open. Don't give any curse a chance to settle.
Have you sensed anything wrong?
The horses were reluctant to go when the procession was leaving the gates. I whispered a bit, and it sort of improved. But these things don't happen without reason. Why don't you have a look? Maybe with your powers of sorcery, you'll be able to find something.
I don't think any Khaldoons will show up. They're scared of you. Have been for a long time now.
Could be. So we won't sound the alarm yet, right? Besides, what's a good wedding without a Khaldoon duel? There was this event in my youth. I was the best man and guarded the wedding. A disgruntled Khaldoon showed up. They hadn't invited him, you see? So I gave him a good cursing. He was sick for an entire week after that. But you should look for a curse anyway. We don't want you to be sick.
Did you teach our accordion player any words?
I did. And he whispered them correctly.
I hope he doesn't mix anything up.
What could he possibly mix up? I'll look after him.
Talk to you later, Grandpa. I'll have a look around.
Remember how I taught you to spoil weddings?
Of course I do.
Well, try to find some wool or bean sprouts. You need to dispose of them if some chort left them behind.
All right, Grandpa.
You may go on your way. Khaldoons often throw in a... You may go on your way. You look into the pantry near the haystacks and see a ruffled silhouette of a Susietko. He seems to be deep in his thoughts, and he doesn't notice you.
Greetings, Susietko, kind host.
Oh my, you scared me. Witch, I get rid of you this very instant.
Wait, I'm the matchmaker. I'm helping the wedding, not spoiling it.
Ah, I see. I thought you won on the cursing sword. I have failed to notice in time. I think I saw something the other day, but I wasn't quick enough. The shadow escaped.
I thought that there was no Susietko here, and that the changeling log drove you away.
Oh, that was the case. The changeling was strong, so he escaped to my relatives. It was only recently that I could come back.
Are you happy with the bride?
Oh, I am. I feel bad though, as I couldn't keep her away from the curse. I don't have much power in the banya.
Whom did you see? Tell me in details.
The man was rummaging around the haystacks.
I searched the yard, but I couldn't find anything cursed.
So he hid it well. And no, I could tell straight away. He had a frog and a smart face, not like yours, a typical village face.
Wait, a frog? So he was a merchant?
Devil knows. He could play tricks on my eyes better than you. He sneaked up to me and grabbed me by my fur. But that's alright. I had seen enough by then. Take a look in the morning. You'll find it.
The Susiedka advises you to look in the lining of the chest with the bed sheets, which are to be brought into the house of the groom.
I need to go, kind Susietko host.
Very well. See you soon. See you soon.
It turns out the room is noisy because several men decided to kill some time by playing cards. They are so immersed in the game that they fail to notice you.
What are you doing here? This is no place for a girl.
Hey, wait! What are you blabbering about? Come in, Vasilisa. Welcome. Long time no see, right? Shh! She's a witch. I know her. Shut your mouth. She'll curse you.
God helps. Samson, you're working on the Zemskaya station, right?
Well, welcome. Be our guest.
Silence, you fool! That's right. From the Urolka station. What are the chances? The bride's parents are old acquaintances of mine.
And I turned out to be a matchmaker. Do you play cards?
Yes, madam. Would you like to join?
So, are you familiar with the bride's parents?
Her father, when he was still alive, traded salt. He would often visit our region. I told him lots of made-up stories, but he told me a true story about, his daughter.
Don't mind if I do. I'm going to hell anyway.
That's all right. God is merciful. Sit right there, under the icons.
You may go on your way. Finally, after the prolonged greetings of the foreign guests, the ritual of drinking to the bride begins. The bride brings wine to everyone, and the guests sit in the traditional order. A dinner is served that consists of many dishes: jellied minced meat, meat soup, fish pie, and calf's head. These are only a tiny portion of all the dishes served. The whole week before the wedding, the bridesmaids and the bride were preparing wailings of grief. Now it's time for songs of praise and glory. Before continuing the feast, you decide to stretch your legs and walk into a decorated room. The neighbors of this tall carpenter are lying face down on their plates, snoring peacefully.
Do you think I bored them with my talking? Oh no, that's not the case. In all of Perm Gubernia, there's no man more dashing than me. Well, if it's about carpentry or drinking. Anyway, in all the rest, I'm afraid I'm not that good.
So your axe feeds you?
Yeah, I recently put a blockhouse in Anbor. I'm often hired in this Uyest. If only I was paid as well as I should. I can build whatever you can think of. A boat or a church. My tool is always with me. My loyal axe here.
So no one can beat you at drinking?
I can drink 5 bottles of vodka right now, believe it or not.
With a Zagavar, you use an herb and offer a bet.
Ha! Why not?
1 cup after another, and you don't feel a thing. The carpenter soon gives up and falls beside his neighbors. You take your winnings.
Oh, Vasilisa, the bride told us about you.
Such a man she got herself, right?
Hush! Do you want to curse her?
Me? I can't curse. Here, Vasya will prove me right? But what a man, a soldier. Maybe I should get dragged away by shorts?
Thank you for helping me. I understand that you got this friend quite suddenly.
That's all right. She's a fine girl. Feel like we've known her all these years.
It's a pity she didn't show up earlier.
Aren't you afraid that the bride used to be a changeling?
What's there to be scared about? She's ordinary now.
Things happen in life. It wasn't her decision to become a demon. Such was her fate.
The only one to blame here is her mother.
Oh, she's also suffered her fill with the changeling. God is forgiving. Vasilisa Fyodorovna, God be with you. I know I didn't believe you outright, but I was wrong. Oh, thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I don't know how to thank you. Take some sour cream from our cow. Oh, it was a lucky day when we met you.
The feast is not yet over, but it will not continue on without your approval. The feast continues, and each of the guests is honored with a song of glorification. After each song, it is customary to thank the singers with some money. Your turn comes. The song begins, "Ты княжна наша сващенка." When the sound of the choir dies down, a girl with a tray approaches you. The girls bow and thank you before praising the other guests. At the end of the feast, a ritual dish is served. Selyanka, a large baked pudding with eggs. Nikolai deftly cuts a piece of pie and gifts his mother-in-law the customary coins. The feast will go on until morning, but old Yegor convinces you that tomorrow is the most important day, the traveling of the wedding procession to the wedding ceremony. You go home to have a little rest before dawn.
God bless, Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I came for you, Vasilisa. I'll get you to Pakcha. And you, Yegor Yevlampovich, will get to Vilgard. Get ready. I'll wait for you at the gates.
You reach the bride's izba with the light of dawn. The changeling girl sits under the icons and starts a long ritual of saying farewell to the maidenly headband. The bridesmaids chant, "Uzhyasyaduka, Maladyoshенка." The bride hands out red satin ribbons to everyone. The bride gives the prettiest one to you. The ritual drags on, and the guests have yet to arrive. The sounds of the last wailings quiet down close to the evening. The bridesmaids begin dressing the bride in the wedding gown, and you decide to look once more for cursed items in the yard while waiting for the guests. You go down into the yard. It looks empty and grim without wedding guests. Not surprising. This roof was home to an evil spirit for many years. You jump from a sudden rustling. You think you heard it coming from one of the haystacks, but which one? There was some noise coming from this haystack. Or was it that haystack? Two dark figures emerge from the shadows.
Aha! We've caught a witch!
Oh, it's Vasilisa.
This isn't a fairy tale. What if I took you for an evil spirit?
Sorry, Vasya. We were trying to ambush an evil Khaldun.
Someone has been here for sure. We've been watching all night and saw it. He sneaked in and planted an ikota on the wedding.
Oh, Christ in heaven! Not an ikota!
It's alright. I'll protect you. Khalduns have no business cursing weddings.
What Khaldun did you see?
He sneaked in at night. Satan himself, I swear by God.
The gates opened by themselves, and the iron seals were flying around.
It means Chorts were moving it.
And he himself didn't look like a Khaldun. He was dressed as a townsperson.
He started to whisper. It was so fast and so frightening. It was so dark, we almost couldn't see anything.
She likely won't find it by herself.
Stop whistling.
This flute must be good against the Khalduns.
So he ran, and we decided to change our hiding spot in case he'd be back. And you came.
What did that Khaldun do?
He whispered a lot and did something with his hands.
I think he was scattering cursed items.
We'll help you find them, Vasya.
She likely won't find it by herself.
All right, if you want to help, go right ahead. Petka, look in this haystack for a peapod with 9 peas. You, Akulina, look in that haystack, and I'll search the yard. All clear?
Clear. You likely won't find it without us.
All right, Vasilisa.
Well, have you found anything?
Hold your horses. I'm still looking.
You closely inspect the floor. To your horror, you find a patch of burned dog hair. You remove it with a zagavar and throw it away in disgust.
Found any pods? Or anything suspicious?
Oh, not yet. I definitely will, Vasilisa. Wait a bit.
The chest contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the izba. You cut into the lining and, to your horror, find something furry inside. You find a dried bear paw that emanates dark sorcery. You hide this new artifact in your bag, as if against your will. The chest contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the izba. Suddenly, Petka calls out to you.
Vasha, I found it, I think.
I too found some traces of the curse. You and I both have some. That's a lot. What do you have, Akulina?
Oh,
Well, it doesn't matter if you don't have any.
I found some, Vasha. Also a pod.
Quite a few curses. Powerful Koldun is involved here.
The children look at each other worrisomely.
Give me those pods. Who knows what else is our enemy capable of? A curse? Will he summon Chorts? A mortal threat.
You jump from the sudden knock at the gates. The children run inside the house, screaming. After several minutes of bargaining, you open the gates.
Go get your bride upstairs. I need to speak to the master of ceremonies.
You seem alarmed, Vasilisa.
I found so many cursed things right now. Someone powerful is trying to curse this wedding.
You tell old Yegor about your discoveries.
You can't stop the wedding now.
But why? Wait, I'll tell Nikolai.
Old Yegor forcefully grabs your arm.
Hold there. Do you want to spoil their wedding? If you stop the procession right now, their whole life could go sideways.
Yes, but what if we're stopped on our way down the aisle? No one knows how all these curses turn out.
That's your task, Matchmaker, to guard the procession against it. If it stops, then yes, only God knows what will happen. Don't bother the betrothed. Do your job, and I will do mine. We'll teach Fedьka some zagavars. He may learn something yet.
All right, Grandpa.
Let's go. We need to bless them on their way.
All the guests gather in the izba. After the blessings of Nikolai and his bride, the procession departs to Vilgort, to the Church of the Trinity.
This girl sure is lucky, right?
Yes, if you can return from another world. She wouldn't have done it by herself. We helped her. So is the case with the other dead. They can't get back by themselves.
So Kolya wouldn't pull her out without you, right?
Without me or Grandpa, unlikely.
You know, I've been thinking. In a way, you also pulled me out from the grave. If you didn't come that night to the pot house, Shorts would have killed me.
Yes, I think that's how it happened.
I've heard what the girls in Vilgard have been saying, that you didn't want to become a witch. But you did become one, right? And so I've been thinking, you did it to help your betrothed.
Why would you think that?
You and your grandpa are taking me for a fool. But I see lots of things. The dead men can't go back by themselves, right? I visited lots of evening gatherings. I saw how much you loved him. So I think you decided. Vasya, stop this nonsense. Nothing good will come of it. You brought back that girl, but she never died. She was kidnapped, right? I was quite close to being dead. But your betrothed is dead. Buried.
Quit running your mouth. You don't understand anything.
Wait, don't be angry. I'm not joking. I came close to seeing the afterlife. There's no coming back from there. And your chords constantly beg you for a walk, right? So how many people have you cursed already?
Not so many.
What's next? Sooner or later, they'll get hungrier and hungrier and start dragging our souls to the grave. I've listened closely to many stories. Your church will also drag you to hell, along with who knows how many peasants.
You may be right. The chords constantly ask for work. If I give them some slack, they'll ruin everything they see. But what else can I do? You're saying my chords will be the death of me. You can't know my fate. And you don't know his fate.
That's right. I don't. But I decided to make my own fate. You have your fate. You heard the troika, so that's your fate. Maybe it wasn't a trick. But I have it differently. You remember how I stole from the shop? It wasn't the first time. I've done lots of similar things. I think maybe I should quit this kind of life. Start a household. I know it's not as fun or exciting. You saved me. So I wanted to ask your advice. You were nowhere after all. What do you think?
Well, Fetka, I've always told you to abandon your life of pleasure.
All right, I'll try. Old habits die hard. Next thing you'll know, I have my own household.
You better remember these words of yours.
I will. I'm not old enough to have a bad memory.
Fedka grins and flings the reins. Pakcha village is surrounded by mist, and the road to Vilgard lies ahead of you. You think that if someone wanted this wedding ruined, he wouldn't be stopped this easily. You look around anxiously and prepare for the worst.